Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something clicked.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Okay. Do you know where you'd like to go today?
Yeah, I've been aware that, the call was happening today for a couple of days, and nothing's really stood out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was reflecting on it a bit this morning and remembering the last session that we had, the last call that we had, and how we left that. And there have been a couple of times when, towards the end of the session, it's like we're just at the point of making kind of greater contact with an exile, I guess, and then stopping
Yes.
for practical reasons or whatever. And so I think what I'm trying to say is that maybe we could see how it is to start where we left off last time.
Okay.
I remember maybe it was in the last call you asking about sleep and the thinking part being very active.
Yeah.
At those times, and I've been watching the pattern in this 2-week period since then, and actually this thinking part, which is a protector, is responding. So what's happening is when I'm in that very wide awake state in the night, it's this solar plexus, what I think is an exile part, absolutely really strongly felt in my body.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the thinking is the response. The thinking part is responding to that uncomfortable feeling inside.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it's actually the exile that's waking me up, or it's that part that's really active.
Yeah.
And so my response has just been to attend. Not try to just to be with it is what I'm saying. Just to, in that way that I can, just to be with that sweet little one inside. Just notice the sensations. Be attentive. Speak softly. Say I'm here. It's okay. You know, I haven't done anything more than that. I haven't gone any further than that, but it's just felt important to catch those moments and notice it and just be with her, because I think she's a very significant part in my system.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what she's come up several times, you know, at the beginning of the call, started with that because that's where the physical sensation is so strong. And then we've had to sort of back out because, you know, various protectors are very invested in not having her heard. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say right now.
Great.
See where we go,
really great.
And
this is the little one from the last time we talked?
I think so. I mean, there are a couple of exiles we've got close to who is who and ages and where they're located, or whether they're the same or they're different, or whether they live in the same part of the body, I don't know. But I'm kind of curious to try and see what's next.
Okay.
With this part of the system, yeah.
Okay. All right. So are you able to access it now?
Yeah, just feeling into those sensations because they're there. They're strong. They're always there.
All right. And how are you feeling towards them now?
So a bit excited, curious. Curious is strong. Curiosity is strong. Seeing what else is there. There are definitely people watching.
Anyone objecting?
Not yet.
All right. Okay. Is there anything else that you notice about these sensations or this part?
Well, they're just getting used to the attention. There's nothing clear. What were you going to say?
I was going to say getting used to the attention over the days.
It's now, in this moment.
Okay. Well, I'm curious too. You can let the part know that we're curious, but also that it doesn't have to do anything or show up in any way.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, there's a distinction. I'm not trying to mine here. I'm not trying to dig for, dig it out. But it just feels, there's a like a readiness to.
Yeah.
Just put the attention there.
Yeah. Those could be messages that you send to the part that maybe you're aware that in the past, maybe there have been parts that want to figure it out or dig it out or think it through, and that you've gotten them to step back.
Yeah, so I'm just letting it know there's really no agenda. It doesn't have to result in anything. It's not.
That's right.
Doesn't have to show up in any way. It's simply that if it wants to, I want to give it the space, because that's the thing that's been sort of we've been close, but time constraints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if there's anything that you feel like would make that easier for it, go for it. You know, whether that's offering to make a different space for it, or if you have some requests of me, or just whatever feels right.
Yeah, at the moment it's just kind of, there's just a wariness, there's just a general sort of, what's happening here? Unfamiliar attention.
Mm-hmm.
Not unfamiliar, doesn't know what to do with it. What's happening? Not sure what's happening.
Yeah. If you want, you could find a way to kind of introduce yourself, or to just further send that message of who you are and why you're here, why you're curious.
Yeah, I think that's necessary. There's an expectation of it being silenced because it's so used to that dance happening. So it's maybe that's the wariness. Let me just show myself. I mean, I'm getting an image of a baby on its back. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what's come up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said I don't. There's no agenda here. Nothing has to happen. I just want to offer you the opportunity to have a voice. And it kind of made a gurgling, kind of a non-verbal sound.
Uh-huh. It's on its back. I wonder what the significance of that is, or how it feels.
I mean, am I attaching a story to it now, to that? I know that I was, when I was born, there's a story that my mum tells. She was in stirrups, and at the point after my birth, there was some emergency in the hospital, and all the medical staff left. So she was lying there in stirrups, and I was in this bassinet type thing. And I kind of, there's another piece which is when she says she felt she didn't, which is very much my mum. I didn't feel like she had a right to ask for help because someone else needed help, She was just lying there and I was just lying there. So that's what's coming up. And that story's always resonated with me. Feeling kind of totally confused and alone and lost.
Yeah, you could check those feelings out with this part.
I mean, there are different things happening, James. So, there's a how do I know any of this is real question, and there's a very minor panic, but like, oh, how did we, where are we? What's going on? How did we get here? And then there's a how do I talk to a baby that doesn't talk?
Okay. Those are all welcome questions and welcome parts.
So there's a sense of a hand on the baby's head, just saying, I'm here. And I don't know if that's me or part. So I've got a strong sense of there's a strong sense of I'm irritating, I'm doing it wrong, I'm not getting it right. I'm projecting onto you.
Okay. Let's welcome that one. It's a strong part.
It feels connected.
Yeah. Feels connected to that feeling of helplessness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can let it know that you see it. Now that you see it from kind of both sides, you see how it shows up. And then you also see this exile behind it.
I just feel so much love for this baby.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pink. Like kind of the color that you might, that love might look like.
All right. And when you're feeling that, does the part that's think that this is irritating or you're doing it wrong, does it see that and recognize that?
Excuse me. Sorry. It all feels it feels a little bit soupy. I don't have a strong sense of distinct parts. I'm just kind of going with it. I'm not trying to define anything too much because there's a part that wants to make everything neat and boxed and visual, have a bit of clear visuals and a clear path and a clear idea of what's happening. And I'm not attending so much to that part. I'm just letting it roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And especially when you're feeling that love, then yeah, just let it happen.
That I'm getting a sense of the familiarity of her, this little baby, and of the yearning that I've had for so long to pick her up out of that bassinet. But I think that's a part.
Okay.
This sense of the hand on her and her looking up at me. It's like there's a visual beat between self and it's sort of almost like this part has got so close to me physically that how if you can see the part doing it, then it's not you, it's not self. It's like it's really close, so close that it's almost masking itself as self, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I can see.
I believe so. I can
see. Yeah. It's all okay. It's all okay. It's all, I'm just here with it all.
Mm-hmm.
Letting it unfold and not trying to be too rigid about any of it.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing that you can do that maybe these other parts can't do is ask questions and really interpret what it is that baby is needing or wanting or feeling.
So I'm connecting back in with the sensation in my body in the solar plexus. And it's just this, the words are isolation, alone, empty. Somehow the visual stuff can get in the way a little bit for me with this work, and so I'm just
staying with the feelings.
Yeah, staying with the sensations and the words.
You might try to find out if there are kind of beliefs that this baby has developed about itself or its world because of those feelings of isolation.
I don't belong.
Yeah.
It's the same story. I don't belong. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't belong is really strong.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yep. Just stay with it.
There's a lot of pain in my heart. It's connected to that. There's an older teen that I met there in a solo session.
Mm-hmm.
She feels that that's her message too.
Yeah.
She lives in the heart. She's fine saying that.
Huh. Yeah, I'm sure all the older parts and the protectors have had to work with that in some way.
This baby, though, she has such there's something kind of, I was going to say wisdom, but it's like a pure. There's something really just pure in her. Like I can feel underneath it, the story. I can feel this like the originalness. Yeah. What does that?
Right. Yeah. I don't know the words, but you got it.
Just overwhelmed by the beauty of that. But there's also a real sadness as well.
Yeah.
How quickly it was lost.
Yeah. Just let her know that you can make space for all of that.
She's like all knowing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As well as entirely innocent and new. Does that make any sense?
She noticed you there, and is she more accepting or happy to see you?
I'm realizing trying to visualize, or not trying to, but I don't get a clear visual. So I think then I try to visualize. So I'm not going to get too caught up in that. I'm just going to try to ask the question through the sensations.
Yes.
Okay, so what happened was I heard a young voice saying, "Mummy," like questioning. As in, is that mummy? And so I've said no, but I am he.
How does it react to that?
just need a bit more time. What's happening is I'm just trying to reframe my approach to this work, because I think I've been trying to make visual pictures in these moments, and that I realize that isn't working. So it's adjusting to the felt sense, and I mean the visual element is color. So it's like I'm letting myself do the work the way that's right for me, and that's just a bit of a shift.
Yeah, and you're experiencing things that are hard to even put in words.
So then it's like, how strange that I'm in this discommunication with you, because then it's using words, and how can I describe cells moving in space and color,
Yes. Well, you don't need to.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that's what's happening. It's like the work looks different for me, it seems, and so how I'm letting myself have that and adjusting to difference. And trusting that. That's another piece. Trusting that this that's happening in me is right.
Yep.
Because if this part and self are just energy dancing in space, how to apply the model. I just keep coming back to feeling the sensation in my body and saying, I'm right here. Just reminding it, I'm here.
Yeah.
There's a part that's coming in and saying, maybe this is all a distraction. Maybe this is a protector that's stopping you from actually doing the work. Maybe there's a big investment here and you're not having it look like it looks for other people.
How do you respond to that?
There's a part trying to work out if that's true or not. I don't At this moment, I feel like I have access to self. I don't know what my relationship is with this young part.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have your own feelings towards it, right? You have your own love for it, and seeing both its burdens and its beauty.
Yeah.
And I think that is kind of the next step is continuing to offer it that, and learning from it how it is accepting that from you. The last thing we heard from it was, are you mom? And so just continuing to orient
deepen the relationship.
Deepen the relationship and help it orient and see who you are.
So my response is, I don't know how to do that when it feels like a being relationship.
Mm-hmm. It might be one of those things that's also pretty hard to put in words.
Yes.
But if you're dancing in space, then you know whether your dancing partner is doing that, how much they're embracing you and turn towards you and trusting of you.
What I'm coming back to is that the sensation in my solar plexus is still really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And a bit uncomfortable. And that's a signal for me. I think there's something in the way. I think there's a part in the way. Like I feel in myself we're in a really nice place, and that I recognize as self. But there's something in the way.
Okay. I got a list of the ones we've already encountered. Does it feel like one of them or something else?
It feels like it's the one that was masking as me, as self. The one that had its hand on my baby's head and was I guess the protector of the one that's been in the role of protector.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a self-like part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Invite it to notice you.
She's so protective.
Yeah, she really cares.
Yeah, she's almost like curling up around the baby saying, no, no, no. I don't want you to come near. And her position, that curled up position, is like that one by the river. That same sort of fetal on her side. Oh. So much love for her.
Yeah.
As well. I really feel that urgency and investment of her position as a protector.
Yeah, as a really caring protector who's worked hard for a long time.
Just letting her know I'm here with her too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no agenda. I'm seeing the kind of how much effort it is, tension of her role.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Something's happening in my shoulders with that. Seeing
her effort.
Yeah. I think she might live in my shoulders. Oh. Feels like there's a legacy burden there that I can't make sense of, but I just feel it.
Okay.
And I'm saying that because my father and his mother both had and his brother both had very rounded frames, very rounded shoulders.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've, noticed in myself as well. And when there was something that just really like opened right up.
Yeah. Well, a part that's curled around a baby. Yeah. I could see it.
Yeah. Okay.
You could ask this part what it needs from you or what it would rather be doing if it didn't have to work so hard.
I'm just a bit confused because she seems adult in size. So I'm trying to make sense of that, but I guess I don't need to. Okay. What does she need from me? Patience. I don't know. I'm trying to work out who she is. She's wearing like a trench coat. It's really odd, but she's opaque, which is, I think, part of her masking.
You could ask her what she's concerned would happen if she didn't work so hard.
She just doesn't want to let go because she's been doing it for a long time, and she's invested in the role.
Yes. And what does she think about you?
She's just starting to notice me. Mm. I think she's really young. I think she's pretending she's an adult. That's why I'm seeing her as an adult with the trench coat.
Yeah, that's how kids dress up as adults, at least in the cartoons.
Yeah. She's big, isn't it? She's got the frame of an adult, but I don't think she is. The opaqueness kind of makes me feel like it's part of the dressing up. Is it possible for a protector to be a baby?
I think so. I think it's possible for, yeah.
Because I had the image of the baby in the bassinet that was completely covered by this sort of adult curled in around her. But then the suggestion of her, that being a costume. And then it changed and there was another baby in there.
Yeah, I mean, at what age do we start protecting ourselves?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. It was right then. Something had to come in. She's so young.
You might also think of it as a part of the baby. I don't know if that's useful. Or...
Say more?
I don't really have too much more to say, but you know, parts can have parts. So if
parts can have parts.
Yeah.
It feels like that baby is me as a baby. So is that a part?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's exiled.
Aha. Even though it was a real baby.
Yeah, I think that it's in you and it still feels like a baby.
Yes.
Is kind of what makes it a part.
So therefore it's a part, yes. Well, this other baby is a protector of this baby, Exile.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So tender.
Yeah, just let her know that she's not alone and that she doesn't have to work in that way. She can free herself up from that with your help.
Yeah, I think in dropping the costume, she knows that, you know, that's starting already. Letting me see her underneath that. It's interesting because I was saying about the not visual, that was the part getting in the way of it. And now I can see them both really clearly.
And how are they noticing you?
Did you say, how are they noticing me?
Yeah. Are they seeing you more clearly? Or do they trust you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they trust that you get it? You understand what they've been dealing with? And
The protective part is still not really looking my way.
mm-hmm.
The original baby is kind of looking into
Mm-hmm.
my eyes and is smiling and
Yeah.
it has a kind of alert connectedness.
Yeah. So you could kind of signal that to the protective one and let it witness that connection and show it that that the baby is not alone.
And neither is it.
Right.
Just have my hand on both of them. There's something wanting me to back off. Or,
Okay.
The part that's kind of like, oh, we done here? Is this enough? Have we? Maybe that's enough.
Could be. I would say if there's one thing you might want to offer, it would be to see if there's if they would like to come with you or be somewhere else, if they're ready to have a change of scenery.
I don't feel like this protector is really it has let go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it feels me enough to do that yet.
Okay. She said she needed patience.
Yeah, and time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering what I can do to.
You could ask them.
They're still in this bassinet, and so this other protector baby's like on its side with its arm around the baby, and it's like it only knows this version of safety.
Yeah. Yep.
Even though it's in a plastic box in a white room alone.
Yep.
This is
that's the tool
the best that it knows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think your intuition is right to just keep witnessing that.
Yeah.
Seeing the beauty in it and appreciating it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, there's a real need to not baby her.
Yeah.
So not condescend.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's any kind of inclination to do that, but I could. It's like she's baby, but not baby. I don't know.
Yeah, and her protective role is real.
Mm. Like me cooing to her or being
Right.
It isn't right.
Mm-mm.
She's very serious about her role.
Yeah. I don't have any other, suggestions other than to witness and offer and do exactly what you're doing. Other than if you wanted, you could check in with some of those protectors you met along the way and just update them. The ones concerned about doing it wrong. Is it real?
Yeah, they're okay.
How do we talk to a baby?
Yeah. And I was a little unsure how to place myself in the space. And then I had an idea to pull up because it's very white, it's very clinical.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're in a 1970s French hospital.
Yeah.
So I brought this really beautiful pink, warm, comfy, squishy chair in. And I'm just letting them know that I'm sitting with them in it, and that if they want to come, it's almost womb-like. This chair, it has that kind of real comfortable, warmth to it, and color, and temperature. And they're in this plastic box in white room. Yeah. What am I trying to say? I'm just saying they can be there as long as they need to, and I'm here.
That's right. Okay. Great work.
Because it feels like she's been in there. She didn't just appear in the after birth. She was in utero as well, this protector.
You mentioned some things being in your cells. Maybe some of those legacy burdens.
Well, and my dad was having an affair the whole way through my mum's pregnancy, and which my mum suspected, but so I feel like there was a betrayal was swimming in there the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine all the different hormones and fear.
I'm just going to ask this protector what she needs from me. Because I feel to invite them to join me in this chair. I mean, the only response I'm getting is a strong feeling in my solar plexus again, which tells me no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can also, just kind of get as close as is comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Without them having to make a move.
Yeah, I'm ditching the chair. That's something else was doing that. Okay, so I'm putting like a really beautiful blanket because they weren't covered. I think maybe the original baby was swaddled, but the other one wasn't covered. It wasn't naked. It had a baby crow over it. So I'm just putting like a magical blanket over them both together. I mean, when I say magical, I just mean it's like a kind of love blanket. It's warm and it's beautiful color and it's
better than a trench coat.
Yeah. But it's like the love, but in a blanket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now it's allowing this little protector one just to not ease off, but back into the love. Does that make sense? Like,
sure.
She's just going, oh. Because I'm not, wrenching her away.
Right. Hey, helping her out.
So she can stay where she is, but she can also be held.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no mandate ever that she has to, be away. We don't want to exile our protectors,
There's no Did you say there's no reason ever for her to be away?
I said there's no mandate. Basically, our protectors are valuable parts. They're all welcome. And so, if she's interfering with your relationship with other parts, then that's something to work on, negotiate. But she doesn't have to. She doesn't need to be banished just because she's a protector. I think sometimes that's the message they get. We're spending so much time asking them to step back, and then they don't feel like they can also be held or have any relationship with the parts that they care about.
That's really landing. I think she's resting now. Feels like she can rest. She hasn't slept for years. She's able to rest now in this, for the warmth of this blanket that's holding her while she's holding the baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's relaxed. It just that permission,
right,
from those words is her nervous system is just.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe she also was feeling like she didn't belong.
Yeah, she was feeling like she was supposed to not be there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She had to stop doing what she was doing.
Yep, you got room for all of them.
She feels like she can rest now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting next to them, have a hand on them while they sleep together in their magic love blanket.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they come, if they're feeling disturbed at night, I'm guessing you can meet them right back here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great job.
It's James.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for letting me in. And for, doing what you're doing. And for all those parts that were willing to recognize you and compromise and trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Till next time.
All right. See you around.
See ya.
Bye. Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.